presented by Premier Excavation. The Spur and Corbin will battle it out over a few tough questions, and the winner not only gets bragging rights, but they get some hardware to drag around with them for the rest of the week. Corbin.
63 days I've been champion on this podcast. Ain't nobody can touch me. Not the Spank who pussed out this week, and not the Spo who thinks he's going to be able to take this damn thing from me. Let me tell you one thing, Daddy. I am the greatest of all time.
First of all, I don't want to touch you, Mr. 6.5. But at the same time, that belt's coming home with me tonight.
Hell no, it's not. Hell no, it's not.
63 in 10 minutes is what it's about to be.
Question number 1. Is the NFL getting too soft with the roughing the quarterback rules?
Let me tell you something. Champ goes first right now because I am the damn champ.
You make your point. Quit talking.
Hell yes, the NFL is too damn soft on the quarterbacks. What the hell? We got all these damn woes. I'm afraid what the damn NFL is going to be 10 years from now. What's it going to be? A quarterback gets out and you take him out, make him set the whole rest of the drive. You've already got enough damn woes on the son bitch.
Getting too soft? Hell, they've been too soft for a number of years. You even touch the quarterback in the helmet now, it's a 15-yard penalty. You know, I'm all for player safety, and no one wants to see a star quarterback get injured. But nothing is more exciting than a defensive sack. You know,
this roughing the passer bullshit in the NFL though is ridiculous right now. It is ridiculous.
Defenders are having to hold back. You know, I think that the NFL should adopt an XFL rule that allows a coach to challenge any call that's made on the field, whether that be a roughing the passer or a pass interference or anything. Allow that coach to challenge that play and then go to replay and decide if the quarterback was actually roughed or if he was just touched.
I can't agree with that. I mean, I can agree with that.
Yeah, how's that, champ? I'll win question number 1.
Hell no, you don't.
Question number 2. If you are the Tennessee administration, are you appealing the NCAA's decision?
Not just no, but hell no, you're not appealing it. You know, let's move on for that and come win a national championship in a couple seasons or this season.
Hell yeah, fucking do it. Appeal that son of a bitch. I mean, we appeal everything else. Look at NASCAR. They appeal stuff all the time that they know they cheated for, and they still got back in the end. It's the point of trying. You got to try.
Listen, champ, it's over with now. Coaches can no longer use that against us on the recruiting trail. We appeal this decision, the NCAA could come back with something worse. Let's take our medicine and go on and move on and get this Jeremy Pruitt shit behind us.
No, you try to appeal this. They're not going to come nothing worse at us. There's no way they're going to do that. They've already said and done what they're going to do, and this is it. This is it right now. The best you can do is try to appeal it. And
close the book on it. If we open the book back up, they might find something else. So let's close the book and move on.
No.
Question number 3. How far do the Tennessee Titans go this season?
Miss the playoffs. It's going to be a rough season for the Titans. I hate to say that because I love the Titans, but we got a situation at quarterback right now. I don't know how healthy Ryan Tannehill is going to be all year. I don't know what stats Ryan Tannehill is going to put up all year. And Lord forbid we bring in Will fucking Levis. Lord have mercy. And Derrick Henry, he's kind of took a step back last year, and I feel like most running backs in the NFL, the way it goes is when you get to a certain point, you go on that decline, you are on that decline from now on. And plus, we don't know what our offensive line's going to be, our defensive line's going to be. The Titans' offensive line last year was trash, and they're trying to rebuild a little bit of it, but they haven't done enough yet to show me they're going to do anything.
Listen, champ, the Tennessee Titans just this week signed DeAndre Hopkins to a 2-year, $24 million deal. It's a 2-year deal. That's a big deal. It's not this 1-year contract they've been giving some of these veteran wide receivers the last few years. The addition of Hopkins makes them a division contender yet again. You know, they was one bad call away in a Josh Dobbs-led Tennessee Titans team for going to the playoffs last year and winning the division. You know, and they had absolutely no help at wide receiver whatsoever. Mike Bravel is probably the best coach in the division, and he's a player's coach. He gets the best out of every player that plays for him no matter what. They've won the division 2 of the last 3 years with more injuries than any team in the NFL. Makeshift defensive line, makeshift offensive line the last couple of years, and they still played great. They had a solid defense last year. They still have Derrick Henry, who I think is the best running back in the entire world. I look for the Titans to surprise a few people. It's going to be a tight race with Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has not faced any kind of adversity as a quarterback so far. Teams will figure Trevor Lawrence out this year. And I look for Tennessee to squeak their way into the playoffs and lose in the second round against Kansas City.
Squeak their way in the playoffs. So you're not very too confident yourself in them making the playoffs.
I'm not saying that Tennessee's going to win the division by 3 games, but I think there's a solid chance that Tennessee's right there at the very end.
I just don't believe it's going to happen. I love the Titans, but we're not there at the moment. And hell, our whole division, I will say this, our whole division is not good at all. I will say Trevor Lawrence is doing good things in Jacksonville, and I will not be surprised if Trevor Lawrence goes this year and makes the playoffs and wins the division with Jacksonville.
And forget everything I said if Will Levis touches the field.
That is a good point. Number 4, which game does Tennessee need to break out the smoky gray uniforms for this season?
I'm going first this time, champ. Florida. We vol walk our way right into the swamp, and we do to Florida exactly what we did to LSU last year. We kick them in the teeth, and we don't look back. We wear smoky gray in the swamp at Florida.
I don't agree with wearing smoky gray at an away game. I think you need to wear it at a home game. I feel like it's a home game feel. It's a home game tradition going forward. You break that sumbitch out with Texas A&M because they're coming into Neyland Stadium, and we're going to show them sons of bitches what we are freaking made of that night. They think they've been playing the Big 12 for all them years, and they come in the SEC, and they playing over here. They're like, oh, we play Ole Miss. We play freaking Mississippi State and all these other bullshit schools in the SEC. You're coming to the University of Tennessee in Neyland, and we're going to show them motherfuckers what the hell's going on.
Florida is our first SEC game of the season in the swamp. We walk into the swamp wearing the smoky grays, saying, "This is us. We are the East now." And Florida screw off. We're gonna walk into the swamp and beat them in our smoky grays.
We ain't telling much of a team though. I mean, that bum ass team ain't worth shit.
We haven't won in the swamp in what, almost 2 decades. So
20 years, but they're still. It's the worst Florida team this year I've ever saw. So why would you break it out in the worst Florida team in probably 30, 40 years?
Sets a statement right off the bat in the SEC.
With a shitty-ass Florida team.
And again, we do exactly to Florida what we did to LSU last year.
At least LSU last year was good.
Was they really?
Boy, Florida's going to win like 2 or 3 games.
They certainly
this year.
wasn't good for 1 game.
Florida's going to win like maybe 3 or 4 games this year at the most.
Should the NCAA be abolished?
I'll go first since I'm the damn champ over here.
Go ahead, champ.
I hate the NCAA. They make so many stupid rules, so many decisions. They change the game so much. The whole game of the NCAA is changing, and it's changing more towards the NFL-like game than ever before. And with this NIL stuff, and I understand the NIL stuff, and I don't hate on it. It's just it's a different game nowadays, and the NCAA plus the rules they make. It's just ridiculous. And they come down on all these sanctions. They take championships away from teams and wins away from teams. I mean, it's ridiculous what they do. They make stupid decisions.
I don't know if the NCAA needs to be abolished, but it certainly needs to be an overhaul done to it. We've got to have a national organization in order to have a true national champion. You can't let a single conference determine who's a national champion. So we got to have some kind of national governing body. But right now, the NCAA is kind of acting like the federal government, whereas all the conferences are acting like state governments, and none of them seeing eye to eye on anything. So nothing positive ever happens. So the NCAA, well, I don't think it needs to go completely away. It needs to be revamped from bottom to top.
I don't think it needs to go away. I think what they need is new management in charge of the NCAA is what I think. I think the people in charge is hurting the NCAA.
When the rule book looks like the same as our tax structure or tax booklet, it's just too much, man. I mean, make some simple rules, make some simple suggestions, host a couple of tournaments, and just be there to be there when we need you, not to oversee every little tiny detail.
Oh yeah, the NCAA puts you in the rule book. They'll be like, go look at section 1.45678.68 E A C 42 and Go about 4 paragraphs below, and you go to section 2.6278, and you will see where you're not allowed to do this right here.
And you know what? You broke a rule 5 years ago, so we're taking away 3 wins.
Ridiculous.
Stupid.
I don't hate on them taking. I mean, I hate on them taking away championships from like USC and all that bullshit.
Taking away a Heisman Trophy from someone because he smokes a little pot.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
All right. So
This is for you, Toy. Thanks for sponsoring this
Premier
damn
Excavation,
segment.
awesome.
Awesome shit. If you ever need any work done, go to Premier Excavation. Toy Duncan, Travis Duncan, they'll set you up. They'll do a great job.
People,
Hell of a
great
damn
workers.
job. Hell of a damn
They'll
job.
treat you right. They're not going to overcharge you. The work's going to be done. It's going to be done on time. And it's going to be done the best it can be.
Go check out some of his Facebook pictures of what he's put up of some work he's done before. I mean, excellent damn work. Excellent damn work.
I've got this one pretty close down the middle, so I'm going to hit you all with some extra questions.
Oh, boy, let's do it.
Who is the best NFL running back of all time?
Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith won 3 Super Bowls, had 18,353 rushing yards all time, 164 touchdowns. MVP in the Super Bowl, regular season MVP. And he won 3 in his 3 Super Bowls. Yeah. The freaking Dallas Cowboys. What the hell have they done since then? Not a damn thing.
They may never do it again.
No.
The greatest NFL running back of all time is the great Walter Payton. 16,726 yards. And then
That's 2,000 below Emmett.
4,538 receiving yards. 110 rushing touchdowns.
Below Emmett.
15 receiving touchdowns.
Below Emmett.
And a hell of a man off the field. We have the Walter Payton Man of the Year award named after the running back, Walter Payton.
People were scared to death of Emmitt Smith, though.
People were scared to death of Walter Payton as well. Of course, it's a different era. So I'd love to see Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton play today.
It'd be, today, they wouldn't be allowed to play.
You're probably right about that.
Okay. WWE question. Who is to blame for the Montreal screw job?
Ooh,
That's a good one. That is a good one.
that's a hell of a question right there. Have we got 3 hours?
You could say it's Bret Hart. You could say it's Vince McMahon. They was both pretty hard-headed. But Bret did sign a 10. We ain't got 3 hours for all this shit.
No, we don't. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. And I grew up loving Bret Hart. He was my absolute favorite wrestler as a child, as a teenager, in high school, and on up. But you're a professional, and the wrestling business is predetermined. Not to break what we call kayfabe in the business, but if a promoter tells a champion, "Hey, it's time to lose your belt," unfortunately, it's time to lose your belt. That's your job to do that. So I do blame Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be, for not doing his job and not doing the time-honored tradition of dropping the belt before he goes to the rival promotion.
I disagree. I think it's Vince McMahon's fault because he's the one that signed Bret Hart to a 20-year contract and backed out on him, and then gave him the option, "Hey, I'm backing out in the contract because I can't afford it. So if you want to, you can go to WCW." And he caused that whole situation was caused by Vince McMahon doing all that. He's the one who made the contract. He's the one who had Bret sign the contract. He's the one who created the whole situation to begin with.
That being said, if the Montreal Screwjob does not happen, is there ever a Mr. McMahon? Is there ever a Stone Cold Steve Austin? Is there ever an Attitude Era? Because really, that's the moment where Vince McMahon was brought to the limelight as being the owner and the boss of the WWF at the time.
It is, but that's not the question here.
It's not the question, but it is a part of the question. I still wish Bret would have done the job, and you know, I was not a Shawn Michaels fan because I was a Bret Hart fan, but the bottom line is the promoter, the boss, gave him an order to do something, and Bret just pretty much flat out refused. He is still the boss.
I think the Montreal Screwjob could have been done better, honestly. And for everybody out there, if you've never saw the Montreal Screwjob, look it up. There's 100 documentaries on it.
It was 26 years ago, and we still argue about it today. So
It's
it got the job done.
it's as
Bret
wa-
Hart made more money off the Montreal screw job than anything else he done his whole career.
I'll say
It's very similar to Pete Rose in baseball not being in the Hall of Fame.
I'll say
Pete Rose has made more money from not being in the Hall of Fame than he ever would have if he had been in the Hall of Fame. There's your dual question for some time.
I'll say this: the closest thing we've ever had that will in something in pro wrestling was 12 years ago yesterday. CM Punk, John Cena, Money in the Bank, 2011. Because Punk really was leaving the company. That was no shit.
Yep.
He was leaving over the side, and it was similar bullshit with Bret Hart. That was Vince McMahon, and it was similar, 12, 13, 14 years before that.
Really interesting to see where wrestling goes now that it's under the UFC wing.
This one's tough, boys. All right.
You're the man, Luke. I love you so much.
Listen at you, suck ass.
All right, is NFL getting too soft with the roughing the quarterback rules? Give y'all both a tie. Same answer. If you are Tennessee administration, are you appealing the NCAA's decision? I gotta go with Corbin on this one. I think you do appeal because Tennessee has nothing to hide and there's really nothing to lose other than probably lawyer fees and stuff. But how far the Tennessee Titans go this season, I'm going to go with Spur just because I like the optimism. I want the Titans to get back. But like you said, if Will Levis comes in, then
Forget Will Levis. Goodbye.
see ya. What game does Tennessee need to break out the smoky gray uniforms for this season? Got to go with Corbin, and the only reason I love the idea of bringing them to Florida, but you can't just because.
Luke, we're going to sing Rocky Top in Gainesville all the way down there and all the way back.
We are, but due to Danny White and Josh Heupel's rules, they're for the big tradition rivalry. They're just wearing the originals. So that's the only reason for that. But I do like the idea of bringing them to Florida. Should the NCAA be abolished? I've got a tie. Best NFL running back of all time. I've got Spur for Walter Payton. I love Walter Payton, and he's probably one of my favorite NFL running backs of all time. Montreal screw job. I've got to blame Vince McMahon. And
Damn right. He's the one that caused it. He's the one who signed the contracts and everything to cause the whole situation.
He's the boss. He can call the shots.
He can call the he called the shots. He's like, hey Brett, I'm going to sign you to a 20-year contract here in 1996 because Montreal Screwjob had 97, but he signed in 96.
Then he had the decency to come to Brett and say, hey Brett, you might want to look see if you can make as much money in 3 years as you could in 20 years with us.
Because he couldn't afford the contract at the time.
Well,
and that's Vince's own
fault. He made Brett millions of dollars, and then Goldberg hurt him. And that's another story altogether, too.
It's Vince's own damn fault. Because he's the one who he signed that 20-year contract. And it was supposed to come. It was going to run out in 2016. And then he backed up on his word and everything and took all that away and said, hey, but I can't afford you no more because we're getting our ass kicked by WCW on national TV at the time. And I can't afford you. So if you would like, instead of buying you out of a contract, really, I'll just, if you want to, just talk to WCW and see if you can get all the money there and let them take you because I can't afford you here.
And as much as I loved Bret Hart, it was the best decision Vince McMahon ever made.
What?
It was. It was the best decision Vince McMahon made because that's what started the Attitude Era right there that night in Montreal.
I can agree with that statement. Yes, the Attitude Era started off that night, but for Bret at the time, nobody but Shawn Michaels could touch him in the ring or on the microphone in professional wrestling. Yeah. And it sucks for him that he had to go through all that.
And then listen to a Bret Hart promo now. It's the same promo over and over and over and over and over.
And then he went to WCW, and Goldberg was told go out there and kick him in the head
exactly
as hard as you can and teach him a lesson because he's a cocky bastard or whatever. And Goldberg went out and kicked him in the damn head so hard he fractured his damn skull.
Goldberg didn't play, boys.
He didn't. He's fractured Bret Hart's
Goldberg was
skull,
too
and Bret
green.
never wrestled another match again. And to this day, Bret Hart has never accepted Goldberg's apology. Well, he has accepted, but then he'll accept it today, and tomorrow he'll be like, "Screw that son of a bitch."
We'll never know the full story of the Montreal Screwjob. Part of me thinks it might have been all storyline to begin with. Maybe they were all in on it, including Bret. Bret made a lot of money at WCW, a lot of money.
There wasn't no storyline involved. There was too much at the time. I mean, WCW was kicking WWE's ass.
You know who I feel worse for than anybody in the Montreal Screwjob? Earl Hebner, because he knows nothing about it until literally he's walking out the curtain and Vince grabs him and tells him what he has to do. Now you put yourself in his situation. Bret Hart's one of your best friends, and you're told as you're walking out the curtain, "Hey, you're about to fuck over your best friend." What do? You either do this or you lose your job and your livelihood. And Earl needs the money, unlike Bret and Shawn at the time.
Well, Bruce Pritchard said it best. Bruce Pritchard said that he was Vince McMahon's right-hand man for 30 years. Still to this day is the right-hand man, not to Vince no more, but Triple H, who's actually in charge of creative in the company nowadays, for real. No storyline, that's actually for real.
Golly, we're going on. I told you we needed 3 hours for wrestling alone.
This is the wrestling podcast right now.
But Bruce Pritchard said that he was never told what was going on that night. And he said after the show, because he's Vince's right-hand man, and he said that was going on out in the ring, everything going on outside. And he didn't know, and he asked Vince, "Why didn't you tell me this is going to happen?" And Vince told him, "The best thing ever is you didn't know, then you can't say you was involved."
That's pretty accurate on that, I'd say. I think Shawn Michaels knew.
Well, Shawn didn't know. He admitted
Shawn
to knowing.
Michaels knew, yeah.
He admitted to knowing like 15, 20 years later. "Oh, I'm so sorry, but..."
Again, 26 years ago, we're still talking about it and still can't agree on it.
Shawn probably don't remember it as much.
It may be the greatest story in wrestling history, truth be told. That's not a story, it's real. That's what makes
Yeah,
it so
that
good.
was real. Just like a CM Punk back in 2011.
Give me
That
that
was
belt,
real.
because I think I won tonight.
You didn't win jack shit tonight. I am the champ, the only champ this podcast is ever going to damn see. All right? Nobody's ever going to see another champion. I'm going to hold this thing as long as I'm here. You see me in 20 years, I'll have a beard down here by then, probably. Hopefully. All I can go this is right now. But the champ is going the damn beard, and I'm the greatest of all damn time.
And 18 national championships for Tennessee to go with it. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Luke will have 400 tattoos by then.
Oh yeah, I'll gladly get some like teardrops.
We need to do live tattoos on this show one day.
All right. Well, that was
Oh, you didn't announce the winner yet, dadgummit.
I'm the damn winner. The only winner.
Corbin won it with the McMahon question.
I-
Now, I will say this: if it wasn't for the smoky gray uniform, like the rule within tradition of the programs, then you had the edge.
So you had to use the Tennessee rule, you know. You asked my opinion. I gave you an opinion.
I'm sorry, there's just no way we can do it in Florida. Though.
There's no way they can take them down there and wear them sons guns.
So you said, what do I think we should do?
All right, that was the Duel presented by Premier Excavation. We'll be right back. We've got the Jersey Countdown.
Do you have dreams about what your property could be? Whether it's driveways, ponds, septic, new home construction, or even forestry mulching, let us earn your business and make your property dreams come true. Call Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for supporting small businesses that support you. Again, that's Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408.
Are you looking for a place to tailgate this season? Look no further than the Volunteer Club. Free food, free drinks, free games, and an open bar. Yes, I said open bar. Also, you're going to get things like watch parties, shirts, decals, koozies, exclusive video content, special events, meet and greets, etc. You absolutely cannot beat the Volunteer Club. For as little as $5, you can join today. Click on my QR code, screenshot my QR code, or message me for a direct link and come tailgate with the best of the best. Go Vols.